if you haven't already, go and check out me and my fiance's gaming channel as well as my mobile games channel. The links will be in the description. Hey guys, it's Fantayzia and welcome to a video on how I edit my videos. So this has been requested a lot. So many of you guys ask me how I edit my videos with Filmora and stuff like that. That is what I use. It's Filmora Wondershare. That's like the full name. So basically that's what I'm going to be showing you guys today. And I think even if you don't have Filmora, this can kind of help you guys if you're starting out editing with anything, even something like Windows Movie Maker. Windows Movie Maker is even slightly easier than this, but I feel like if you, I don't know, I mean, I used to use Windows Movie Maker and I went from that to this, and it was very easy for me to learn this because of what I already knew how to do in Windows Movie Maker. So I just feel like these tips can kind of help anyone, no matter what you use, even something by Adobe. But I will say Filmora is a lot easier than Adobe, I feel. I don't know, I just prefer it. It was just an easier transition from Windows Movie Maker to Filmora. So yeah. And I feel like it's a really good price because you buy it once for a certain amount and that's it. And I just think it's way worth it. This is my favorite editing program I've ever used. I never have any issues with it ever, which is very rare for a lot of editing softwares. I feel like people run into issues at least sometimes, you know, but I feel like I never experience any issues with this. So we're going to go over a lot of things today. Now, I did a how I make my thumbnails video a long time ago with GIMP. Sorry, I'm just like talking right now, but I want to do a little like intro thing just to explain something to you guys. So I did something like how I make my thumbnails with GIMP a long time ago. And a lot of you guys told me that it was the only tutorial that kind of helped you out, and it helped a lot of you guys out. I still get comments on it, of you guys letting me know that this helped you so much and now you know how to make your thumbnails. So I thought, you know, what a great thing to do as far as editing videos go. Like, why don't I do how I edit my videos? Because, you know, learning how to make thumbnails is one thing, but to create a video, we need to know how to edit it, like in the beginning, like, you know what I mean? That's the most important part, I feel. So why not do this? It's been requested a lot, and recently I was asked again, so I was like, let's finally do this. Finally. So I'm gonna kind of go through a lot of things, so hopefully I don't confuse you guys, but with my thumbnail tutorial a while back, I was explaining a lot of things in one video and going back and forth with a lot of things, but supposedly you guys said it was still so easy to understand. So yay, I'm happy about that. Also, I have my desktop audio muted just because I'm going to be showing you guys a lot of things, and I don't want like my intro to be playing and all this stuff to be playing, because then you guys won't be able to hear me explaining. So we're going to start off, okay. We're going to start off with basically how to edit a create sim. So of course this is going to be like how I edit my Sims videos, because, you know, I do some other videos, I do some mobile games on my mobile channel, but for the most part, I edit Sims. So that's what we're going to be doing. So the first thing I would do is drag in my intro. Now for Filmora, you can just go to import media files and just put whatever you want in here, like all your main stuff. So I have my intro in here, my outro. Me and Jonathan have our intros here too for when we edit our videos. I have this thing here, like I remind you guys to go check out my other channels if you haven't already. So that's here, my mobile intro and outro, and then I have these little backgrounds here and here. That's for my mobile channel. When I'm recording a mobile game, usually there's two black bars on the side because the phone screen is like just in the middle, and then I go ahead and either add this or this to the sides so there's not just black. So that's what that's for. If you guys ever wonder, some people ask me how I get the black off the sides, you know, so that's that. And then I just have some songs in here. I have my City Living intro, Life Esteem Parents intro, and then two videos that I'm going to be using as an example for you guys. So let's get into this after so long. So we have my intro here. This is the first thing I would do always. I always drag in my intro. Then I would go ahead not everyone has this, but I know some people do have a little clip in the beginning of their video that asks people to check out their other channels if they haven't. Maybe check out their merch. Maybe you have a new series coming and you want to kind of let people know about it, so you have something in the front that kind of announces it, or maybe you have a Twitch or a Patreon or something like that. Something that you want to announce in the beginning of your videos, have it in the beginning. So then I would drag that in. Then after that, may seem weird, but I put my outro in. So I do that now. And I don't know why it says intro chibi. This is what I name my things, you guys. This should say outro. Don't mind the names. I have like the weirdest names for everything ever. Like what does this say? Fantayzia intro bunny. So yeah, I just name things weird things, just things that I know what they are, and yeah, but that should say outro. So that's my outro, not intro. So that's what I put in first. Then, so like I said, I'm going to show you guys how I would edit a create a sim. This is a create a sim I did recently. It was actually 2 clips, so it doesn't start like this, but I just had the 1 clip here just to do the example. So here's the video here. Now, as you guys can see, this is 23 minutes long. And you don't want that for like a create a sim that's like sped up, you know, where you're not talking through it and you just do a voiceover on top of it or you do music. So what I do for this, first things first, I go ahead and mute it because you guys may not have to do this, but if you have your recording program, your recording program, if you have it recording your desktop audio or mic, then there's going to be all sorts of noise in here, and you don't want that if it's like a sped up create a sim or a speed build or anything. So I go ahead and mute it, just right click and mute, and then I go ahead and adjust the speed. So you can do tons of things, but I don't touch any of this actually. Sometimes I'll like raise the brightness for pictures or something like that, but like, is it even going? Yeah. I'll raise the brightness for pictures or something, but not for videos because it just looks weird. So I just go ahead and actually speed this up to 5. So I just type in 5 and whatever works for you, just do whatever works for you, but 5 is good for me. So now the video is 5 minutes, which is a much better time for a create a sim, I feel like. You can even speed it up more. Sometimes I'll speed up parts of the video more if I'm like fiddling with trying to find a hair or something like that, but we'll just leave it on 5 for this video. My cat's moving around. Milo's in here. So that is what I would do first. Then next thing, I'll go ahead and kind of like watch this through and see if there's any parts I want to cut out. I'll kind of like go like this. So here you see I have a part where I'm like not doing anything. I could have been checking my phone or something like that. I don't know. So I would just go right here and then just make sure it's clicked. And then I go up here and click split. You can also go down here to the scissors and click split, but this is actually new with a Filmora update. This never used to be here. So I'm just like used to going over here. So then I click split and then I go ahead and drag it to wherever until we start moving again. Okay, so I don't know, let's just say here. And then I go ahead and split it again. And then I click on the clip and I just delete it right here with the little garbage can. So there's that. And then you have this kind of awkward jump. So as you guys can see, we're kind of like going here and then it just jumps. So I actually feel like there's a little bit more we should cut out, to be honest. Like right there. So there we go. So I personally like to put like a little transition. So basically I have 3 here that are my favorites. This one I use for me and Jonathan's channel in the beginning of our videos, like when the video opens. And then this one I use for my channel. And then this one is for like, you know, the transitions that I'm about to do. So if I have a cut in a video, I'll go ahead and put this there. And then also, you guys, there is tons. But I don't use all of these unless I'm doing something specific, maybe like a lookbook or something. I'll like do some cool transitions, but you know, for the most part, I use these 3. These are my go-to. So I would go ahead and just drag it. So easy. Just drag it in, plop it right there in between that little split there. And then you guys will see it's just, yeah, see, a lot more smoother. It's not like a big jump, and it is very helpful when you're doing Let's Plays specifically, because sometimes you have to cut out a long part if like nothing's happening or something like that. And then it doesn't just go from one thing to the next and then everyone's like, whoa, like, because then everyone knows you cut out. Like, I don't know why, I just like doing it. It's not necessary, but I just like it. So that's what I do, just to make it a little smoother. And then once I'm done with that, I'll just continue to, you know, watch through to make sure I don't have anything else to cut out. And then if everything's good, stuff like that, I will go ahead and take a little thing again, the dissolve, and I'll put it here. So you only have to do this, you don't even have to, but I just do it, you know, because I want there to be a smooth transition between my intro and going to the little thing I have in the beginning of my videos. So then after that's finished, to go into the video, I use the erase slide. I go ahead and put that right there, and then we just, you'll see. There we go. So it kind of like slides across. You can use any effect you want, of course, but I just kind of like that for the starting up of my videos. So that's what I use for that. And then as for like the ending, where it goes from the video into my outro, I feel like it looks okay, because I kind of have this thing for my outro that kind of goes from black into the outro. So I don't really put anything there. I just kind of leave that how it is. And then I would go ahead and usually add a voiceover. Now I don't have a voiceover right now. So let's just say this is a voiceover. Okay, let's pretend this is not a song, this is a voiceover. It doesn't matter because you guys can't hear it anyways. But I would just go ahead and plop my voiceover in. So say that I talked for this long of the video. I would actually go ahead and double click. So this is only for when I'm talking. I go ahead and raise the volume up to 200. Now this totally depends on your mic. I don't even have to do it because my mic is fine. It picks me up. I'm not like quiet or anything like that, but I don't know what it is. I've just always done it. I've always raised it up to 200. And if I put my mic volume too high, actually, you guys may run into this problem. Sometimes if you put your mic too high, I feel like the mic, it starts to, like, you may notice, like, okay, if you record with OBS, if your mic's too high, sometimes it may go way, like when you talk, there's this green little bar. And if I have my mic all the way up to 100, if I got loud in a video, it would go up to the red and just make this screeching noise, just not good. So I have my mic on like 95, which is still pretty high, but I don't put it all the way up to max. So when I'm editing, I just turn it up to 200. I've just always done that, you know, especially if someone's listening on a computer. Sometimes laptops don't have that loud of volume. So I just want to make sure the volume is good for every single device people have and people can always hear me. You know. So that's what I do there. And also they don't have to turn the volume all the way up and stuff if they're watching on an iPhone or just any phone, you know. So I do that. And then, so let's just say the voiceover ends here. I go ahead and say bye. First of all, usually I'll say bye and then I'll have to cut out a little part that's like silent, which this is kind of a good example because the song ends here and then it's silent. So I would go ahead and just snip it and then just delete it. And then I would want a little song for the rest. And then also there would usually be pictures here. I would usually have pictures of the sim, but that's super easy. Pretty much it works the exact same. So if, for example, I mean, this is a picture. So you can put any picture into Filmora and then just drag it. And then basically I would have multiple pictures of my sim. And then I would just go ahead and go into transitions and just put the dissolve. This is going to look really silly, but this is an example, okay? Because I don't have any pictures right now. I always delete my Create a Sim pictures after. So then like I'm like showing you guys the outfits and then it'll technically would go into the pictures of the Sims. So yeah, and then, you know, it would like switch the pictures. But yeah, so that's how I would do that. And then you can kind of control how long you would want the pictures to last for. It's on 5 seconds right now. You can move it up or down to whatever you would like. So there is what I would do there. And then, yeah, so once the voiceover is finished, unless you talk through the entire thing, but if you kind of leave it off when it's like close to the end, then you can go ahead and grab a song. Let's just grab this for example. Actually, this is the song I would grab. So this is actually the song that is my outro song. A lot of you guys ask me this. It's Be With You by Mondays from Epidemic Sound. So then I would actually mute my outro. Because it's so close to the end of the video, I would just put my outro song in and have it start playing early. So then it would start here instead of starting here. And then I would just go ahead and have it fade in. And then I would turn the volume down. I believe for this one, yeah, I do 30. So I would turn the volume down to 30, and then basically this is muted, so you just leave that alone. It's totally cool. And then I would drag it to like about the end, and then click on the audio, and then again just cut it, and then just delete the rest of it, and then click on this again and just fade it out so that it doesn't have like an abrupt ending. So that is pretty much the basics of editing a Create a Sim. Now you can add so many different things in there. You could do emojis popping up. I usually don't do that. So actually, I've done it before if something funny happens, like in one of my Let's Plays, but I don't do it for Create a Sim. You could have anything come up on the screen, you know, you could like just do tons of stuff. Or like say you are doing, so this is a Rebel Create a Sim, it's a collab that I did. So basically when the video starts, if you wanted to, I've done this before, I haven't done it recently, but if you wanted to, you see all this stuff here, you could plop in an element, you could do, seriously, so much stuff. Okay, let's see. Let's look at some of these. Okay, you see all these? There's just so many. Do we want to do elements or do we, okay, let's go to text. All right, so let's say you want something to pop up at the beginning of your video. So you can just drag one of these in here. A lot of them are free. Some of these with the little arrows, they just have to be downloaded. You just download them right here, super easy. This is something I love about Filmora. I feel like there's so many options. And then of course, there's also more packs on the website that you could pay for and get more. But anyways, so say you want something to pop up on the beginning of your video. If it's a Rebel create a sim, you know, then you place that there, play it, and then you could change what you have here and have it say Rebel create a sim or something. So yeah, you could do that, which is really cool. And then it'll just go away. So yeah, there's another thing you could do to like add more things to your video. But those are just like extra things. And then something I do that's an extra thing is I go ahead and grab this. So basically I had this drawn a while back by the same person who did my like icon and stuff and my banner. And basically I added this speech bubble in just in Photoshop that says become a Fantacorn. So basically you guys probably see this a lot in my videos. I just go ahead and place it like anywhere in the video, usually like kind of in the middle. And then I will go ahead and I have this little sound effect, which you guys can't hear, but you know, it's like da-ding. It's in like almost all my videos. So then I go ahead and drag this and I put it below the original, like the main audio, you know, and then I go ahead and quiet this down a little bit because it's pretty loud. We'll just do there. It doesn't have to be like anything specific. Usually, I mean, for like Let's Plays, I'll put it on like 20. So it's not like overpowering my voice, you know. And then I will go ahead and double click on the little, whatever you have in your video that you want to pop up. You know, you want some sort of like transition. So you could do something like crazy that's like boom, like flip up and like, hi, look at me, like, you know, or I just do a little fade in. So I do that and then I go ahead and drag this to where it's completely on the screen and then I size it down to whatever size you want. So let's just say we're going to make it like that and then I adjust it how I need it and then I'll go ahead and watch it over to make sure it's in the right spot. So there we go. That's what I do for that. And then you hear the little ding and then that pops up. So that's something I like to do. But of course, these are just like additional things that you can do. So that is how I pretty much would edit a create a sim. The basics of it, you know, depending on what it is, there may be a couple other things added, but this is like the basics of it. So now I'm going to show you guys how I would edit a Let's Play part, which is very similar, but I'll go ahead and show you it. So I'm just going to go ahead and start fresh. So if you want to start fresh, file, new project. And then, yeah, just click the top one. After, I'll go ahead and show you guys like how I export my videos and what my settings are if you guys are interested in that. So, same thing. I would go ahead and pull up my intro down. Then this thingy. One little extra step though, only for some of my Let's Plays. Then I'll do my outro and then, okay, so let's pretend this is actually Life as Teen Parents. It's actually Twisted Fate, this video here. But if it's Life as Teen Parents, then I have a little intro. And then I would drag that in. So there'd be these 4 clips here to start off with, and then I would drag in the video. So here's the main video, of course. Now, because this is a Let's Play part, like I told you guys, anything that is like a talking with my voice, I go ahead and go to audio and I raise this to 200. But this is not necessary. It just kind of depends how things are for you specifically. Yeah, I just like people to not have to turn the volume all the way up, you know? So that's why I do that. But yeah, so that's the first thing. And then second thing, I just go in and I put the transition here, just like I did with the create a sim. Now after this, I don't really need to put a transition between here and here because I feel like it fades nicely, you know? And then after that, I go ahead and put this same erase slide transition right here. And then it will actually scratch that because so the video is going to start and you guys can't hear it, but right now I'm not talking yet in the video. So actually this is loading, but you guys will see the audio here eventually. It's loading. Also this red line here, basically the video, it's telling you that you need to render the timeline. So you could click this and render the timeline. Now, okay, I don't do this unless a video is really lagging. For me personally, I guess this depends on, I don't know, your computer. But for me personally, I do not need to wait for this unless I'm making like a new intro for my channel because that has so many different transitions in it and stuff like that. So many different clips in one little thing. So then it starts to like lag and I have to do this. But for Let's Play parts, even though the red line is here, it's totally fine. I can edit it fine. It's not lagging. It's normal. But I wouldn't have started talking yet just right here. I usually like wait a few seconds. So then basically I would edit a small little part out. So I would like figure out where I start talking, where I say, hey guys, and then cut it right before that, and then just delete. So that's what I do there. So then when I put this transition here, it transitions right into me talking straight away. So there's not like a random awkward silence thing in the beginning. So that's what I do there. Still, the audio has not like shown up yet, but it will. You guys will see a little like audio line here, you know, kind of how you see here. It just takes a bit sometimes. So because the clip is so long, this is like a 35-minute video or something like that. So yeah. So basically, while editing this, okay, so Let's Plays take a lot longer. Now, this depends on the person. You don't have to do this. It depends on if you're really careful with editing your videos, or I know some people say like they have a part where they cough in the video and they want to cut it out. Sometimes it's helpful to have like a note. I don't know if all people like think of this, but say you know you're going to be in a rush after and you won't have time to edit your video or something like that, but you want to get it done. A really helpful thing for Let's Plays is to have a notepad beside you, and say you cough or you get up or something and you have to come back. I don't know. Something happens. Maybe something fell in the background, there's a big crash. I don't know. You can write down on a notepad when that happened, like look over to your recording. And if you have a recording software like OBS that shows you how long you're recording, you could look over and then see what time that happened at and just write it down, or in your phone, whatever. So when you're editing, you can skip to that part and you know exactly where to cut out if you're in a rush. Now for me, if I'm in a really big rush, I will do that. But for the most part, I just edit the whole thing through. I sit and just literally, like, you know, let's go to when there's actually gameplay. I will just sit and just edit it. And if I basically when I'm editing, so say something funny happened, right? So for example, like, this is not funny, this is intense. Yan and Adeline got into a fight in the recent part of Twisted Fate. So say I want to put a little clip in the beginning of this happening. So let's just say I want to do that for this specific part. So then I would go ahead and cut right here, and then go ahead and just let it play to wherever I want it to be, you know, like say, you know, sometimes I have funny beginnings or something, or I just have something in the beginning of something that happened, you know what I mean? So let's just say I said something here that I want to put in the beginning, then I would go ahead and cut it right here, wherever I want that little clip to stop, and then I go ahead and right click, and then I do copy. So I copy it, and then I go to the beginning of the video, all the way to the beginning, and go ahead and paste. So then when you guys see the video, you guys will see this little clip where I say something, I'm just like shocked that they're fighting or something like that. And then it goes into my intro and yeah, continues on. So that's how I do that. Oh, and now the audio showed up. Wow. So now this little line's here. So you guys can like, it's easier to see when you're talking and when you're not talking. So for example, like you could see I stopped talking right here. So when I'm editing this, I would probably cut that out, and then I would go ahead and put this little dissolve transition here for when I start talking again, so that it goes smoothly. So that's what I would do there. I think in this part of the video, I was just rambling about the new story suggestion. So that's why I'm like doing nothing. So yeah, I would just edit this whole thing through. I wouldn't skip any parts like this. I would literally just edit it through, unless, however, I specifically wrote down the time points that I need to cut out, and I'm very certain those are the parts I need to cut out. If I don't have time to edit the video and I need to get it done for some reason, you know, then I will skip to those points and cut them out if I'm really sure that the rest of the video is okay. Because, you know, one thing I hate is like, if there's a part in my video where I'm doing nothing, or I have like a pause of silence, that's just like, well, that's boring. You know, I want to cut that out for you guys. Or if I'm just like literally taking care of the Sims for a really long time because they're just like feeling awful, so it's like I'm taking care of them for too long, then I want to cut that out. So that's another thing. So yeah. Or I'll like, there'll be a loading screen that's taking too long, so I cut that out. If I'm rambling during a loading screen, I'll just leave it. But if I'm not, then I'll go ahead and cut that out. So those are like general things that I cut out. Yeah, and then of course the funny beginnings I do sometimes if something happened, or it may not be a funny beginning, but it could just be something big that happened in the part. And I go ahead and put that in the beginning. You guys get to see like a little sneak peek of something that's going to happen in the video. So I do that. So yeah, I just like edit through, cut out any parts that need to be cut out. And then I go ahead and put the dissolve transition whenever I do cut a part out. And then I just, edit through, and then sometimes, I haven't done this in a little while, but say something surprising happens, just an example, okay? So when Adeline and Yan got into a fight in this video, I could go ahead and put an emoji, kind of the same way that I drag this in. So instead, you could grab like an emoji from Google Images and drag it in and position it how you want and have it like pop up on the screen or something like that. Or literally do anything. Maybe there's like a GIF. Maybe you said something that reminds you of a GIF and you want to put it in the video for like a funny thing. Those are all like added things you can do, of course. Or like a funny part that happened in the video, you want to zoom in. So like you can do that too. So, okay. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know what I just did. Did we like, oh, we went back to the beginning of the clip. Okay, sure. Well, anyways, so I'm not going to like do a full example of this, but basically if you go to crop and zoom, you can pan and zoom and you can like pretty much put this however you want. There's start and end and the video will like zoom in that specific part. Does that make sense? Or you want to like crop something. So say you want something, maybe like a speech at the top, right? You want to zoom into it. Something like popped up at the top, like, oh my gosh, your sim had twins, and you want it to like zoom in on the video. I've seen people do that. You can just go ahead and crop it. And then in that part of the video, it will zoom in. Now, when you're doing that, make sure you like, for example, it happened in this part, make sure you cut here and then so that it's only applied to that part of the video. So let's say, I don't know where we're zooming in. Okay, right here. So then you probably want to do a transition as well. So say let's just something happened you want to zoom in on. Okay, nothing happened here, but see then it would zoom in and you would probably want to put like the transition in here. If you want to, you don't have to. That's just what I do. So basically every tip I'm giving you guys is just stuff that I do. So everyone has their own style to editing. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Everyone does things differently. So there's that. I'm just going to literally delete this and let's just pretend that was a cutout. So there's that. I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing. I want to make sure this is the tutorial that just shows you guys everything, or most things that I do. And then I did tell you guys for my mobile videos, I'll go ahead and put the little images on the side. So actually, let me show you an example. Say you are doing mobile videos and you want the black sides of the screen to be gone. So let's just say, okay, example time. So let's pretend this is a mobile video, okay? And let's say that it's right here is black. Okay, we're going to pretend. I don't have any mobile videos on my channel right now. I mean, on my channel, on my computer right now. I deleted them all because they're already all uploaded and all that. So anyways, yeah, let's just say that this is a mobile game and it is just, this big on the screen. So then I would drag one and then do another one right under it. And then I would go ahead and drag this over here, and then kind of adjust it to however big, your phone screen is, how it is, why is this up here like this? That looks kind of weird. There we go. So that's what I would do here. And then basically this would be the mobile game in the middle. And I would just kind of pull this out and have it play through the whole video. So I would like drag it through the whole video. And then we would have strawberries on the side of the mobile game instead of black bars. So that's how I do the mobile, because I have gotten questions about that as well. So then, when the video ends, let's just say I say bye right here. I do my little outro and then the video is just silent here. I go ahead and do the scissors again and then just delete the ending and then it just goes to my outro. So that is what I do. Editing Let's Plays takes me the longest because I do edit it all through and make sure everything is good. And then this is the funny part. Sometimes the thing that takes me the longest is going through the video and like figuring out what I'm gonna put at the beginning. So like a little funny clip or something that happened. Sometimes I can't decide what I want to clip, what I want to what am I saying? What I want to clip, what clip I want to put at the beginning. So I'm going back and forth, trying to figure out what I want to do. So sometimes that takes me the longest. And then sometimes you have a video where you had a lot of interruptions or something. You have to keep cutting out parts. So that can take a little longer too. But all in all, Filmora makes editing a lot easier. And it has everything you need, you guys. Everything. There is filters, there is overlays, just anything you need. You can make everything. Like you guys may recognize this little thing from my intro. There's a little bunny. There's also like cats and dogs and all this stuff. So Filmora there's a lot, you guys. There's just a lot of things. There's some emojis. So there's like a lot you can add to your videos. You can go all out. But yeah, and then of course, for things like create a Sims or lookbooks or something like that, you could put all these things on the screen. I've had a lot of fun with these before. I love using them for lookbooks specifically. I think that's the most I've used them for. And then they can also be really nice for machinimas. Say you're opening a machinima, it has a certain title to it. You can put something like this on the screen, and then, you know, your machinima starts and you have this on the screen. This is the name of your machinima, which is really nice. So I'm pretty sure that's all I'm going to explain to you guys, because I think that's basically the gist of everything. Of course, that's not every little thing I do for everything. For example, like I didn't go into depth of how I make my intros, but there is tutorials on that. And you know, this is already like 30 minutes. So I don't want to like go into that, but this is like the gist of how I, you know, edit a video and put everything together, and how you guys see my videos. Like when you see everything put together like this is how I do it. And sometimes it's different. Sometimes I randomly decide to throw something popping up on the screen sometime, or like I had a video once, actually multiple videos. I went through this stage where I don't know why, I kept saying things that was like, I was like, oh my God, that just reminded me of this song. It was like a song reference, but like I didn't mean to do it. And then I would go ahead and insert some song, whatever I said that reminded me of the song, and have it play in the video for a second. Because you can use songs, like any type of song you want, for up to 30 seconds without getting copyright. Make sure it's under 30 seconds. So if you have something funny that happened in a video, and you want to add in a song, something, I don't know. One time I did something so cheesy. I said like, let's take a selfie. And then I played the song, let me take a selfie. And I had that going through the video for a few seconds, which was like so cheesy, but just like, I just had to do it. So I did that once. And then, I did something else. I don't know what it was. I don't know. It was some like Taylor Swift song or something like that. Honestly, I don't know. But I've done that before. So you can do little things like that in your video. But this is how, you know, just the basics of creating a video. If you're just starting out and you don't know where to start, this is the basics of just having a video that, you know, everything will be good. You know, it'll be a good edited video. And yeah. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully it was helpful. And if you guys have any further questions, you guys can ask me. If there's anything I didn't talk about, maybe there's something you want to do in your videos that, maybe it's not like how to make a basic video. Maybe it's like not to do with the basics of editing, but like something else you want to like edit into your videos and you're not sure how to do it. Go ahead and just comment down below and ask me. I can help you out. If you have any questions about how I made this, go ahead and ask me. Feel free. Okay, so intros take a while, you guys. I took forever making this, but it's not something, I feel like anyone can do it if they just have an idea in their head and they know what they want to create. You know, for this, I added in, I don't know, it was one of the overlays, or no, one of the elements. I added in the little balloon. See these here? Here, I added in this balloon in the back here, and then somewhere here, there's like a little glitter. There's like glitters. I don't know. There's a glitter effect. Oh, over here. I just added in the glitter, and then you have to just, it takes a while because you have to make sure it's timed correctly to start at the right point. Like, you know, as you guys can see, I had a little plumb bob pop up, which is just done with the transition, the same way I showed you guys, like to fade this little character in my videos when I have become a Fantacorn thing pop up, you know. Just use a transition to have this come up like this. There's so many different transitions, you guys. You can go through them. You'll find tons. So yeah, that's how I have this pop up. Then, you know, I put my name. I go to the text, add my name in, and then you can select a type of style you want your name to pop up with. So I have the little thing that like jumps across the screen, and then it like slides. And then I have to time the sparkles correctly to kind of come and like go out at that time. So that takes a little while, but it is doable. Anyone could make this. Filmora makes it so I feel like anyone could do this. And then I just have this character slide in, and then I just showed you guys a little bunny. I just plopped the bunny in and he kind of looks around, and yeah. So that is kind of like, you know, how I put this together. I'm sure you guys, if you guys have Filmora, you guys probably can figure it out if you start looking through stuff, you know. Yeah. So yeah, you guys, that is how I edit my videos. Now, as far as, I feel like some of you guys may ask me how I make my thumbnails, because I do get that question. Now, when it comes to thumbnails, that's a little bit of a different story. Because when it comes to editing videos, a lot of us do the same things or similar things. You know, if you watch a lot of Simmers, you can see that a lot of us do very similar things with editing because there's only so many ways you can edit a Let's Play part, you know? It's very common to just cut out parts where you need to cut out and put in a funny beginning. Things like that, you know, speed up your creative sim, speed up your build, stuff like that. But when it comes to thumbnails, that's a very unique thing. That's a very unique thing to certain people. So, you know, someone might have a very unique thumbnail style, and they kind of thought of that on their own, or like they worked really hard to come up with the thumbnails they like and stuff. And okay, there's a problem going around. I mean, not just recently, this has been happening for a long time. I'm sure you guys know a lot of people will copy other people's thumbnails. So because of that reason, I'm not going to do a how I make my thumbnails video. I do have one in the past though. So if you guys want to just know how to maybe create like the process of it, you know what I mean? Like you don't know where to start maybe you don't know how to add drop shadows behind your sim or something like that. I do have a tutorial with a GIMP, which is very similar to Photoshop. A lot of the things work the same, but I won't be doing a tutorial on how I make my specific own thumbnails because, I mean, I would love to. I just don't want, like, you know, everyone to be doing the same thumbnails, and that sadly can happen a lot. So I know that a lot of Simmers nowadays won't do how I make my thumbnails videos because of that reason, and I have seen Simmers do how I make my thumbnails videos, and then after that everyone's doing thumbnails the same way, which really sucks because, you know, they work hard on those. So yeah, but if you type in Fantayzia how I make my thumbnails GIMP, it will come up, and that just kind of shows you like the basics. Not really how I do my thumbnails specifically. Definitely not anymore. I do them different. But, you know, it shows you how to add like a drop shadow, add like a border around your sim. Just all those things that you may want to know. So yeah. And it kind of works the same way with Photoshop, very similarly. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was pretty long, but I wanted to go over everything. And again, if you have any questions for anything specific you want to do, maybe something that's not, you know, it's not like basic editing, but something a little more advanced that you want to add into your video. Of course, I didn't talk about like advanced things in this video or anything like that. I just wanted to tell you guys the basics of editing and things like that, things I do. But if you have any specific questions for certain things, go ahead and comment down below and I will try to help you out. And yeah, you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys are all having an amazing, amazing day, and don't forget to leave some positivity down below. I love you guys all so, so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys! You gotta listen up, listen up. There's not a thing that I can't get from you. Boy, I don't need that much, need that much.